Hi everybody, it's Peter Zalens, Griniflix Adventure 8. Welcome to another video. Today's video is testing out a camera that I actually borrowed, and this is the Fuji X100 version 6. Yes, so thank you Ivan. Ivan is a keen photographer, also has a four-wheel drive accessory business, and there'll be a link in the video there also. Peak Off-Road is his business name. But yeah, so Ivan lent this camera to me. I've known about the Fuji X100 and all the different versions over the years, but I've never actually purchased one. So it was great to get my hands on this one and put it through a 2-week, almost 3 weeks, trial out in the field. Now I'm going to be comparing this camera to my other two cameras, and that's the Leica Q2 reporter version that I have, that I'm very familiar with, and also a camera that I recently got, which is the Nikon Zf with the 26mm f2.8 lens. Oh, just a quick note while you're watching this video, I'm not sure whether you knew, but I'm associated with a number of companies, and those companies can provide discounts to my viewers and subscribers. So all you need to do is go to adventure8.com.au, just click on the website. Yes, just go shop discounts and you find all the different companies that I'm associated with. So for example, SwiftX, so you can set up a crypto exchange and get $10 worth of free Bitcoin. iTECHWORLD for camping, lithium batteries, backup systems for your home. REDTIGER for Dashcams, BOUNUS electric bikes, and all sorts of different discount levels are available, and there are discount codes associated with each one of those, whether it be Adventure 8 or something else. So just go to the website. I hope you can take advantage of the discounts, and back to the video. So let's go out in the field, take some photographs. I'll show you some photographs, and then we'll do a quick review of the cameras as well, and which ones I like the most as far as its use, and whether I will be adding a Fuji X100 version 6 to my camera collection of cameras that I like to use. Small compact cameras, ones that can fit into a small bag, are really important to me, and the bag that I've like using the most for just casual use is my Peak Design 3-litre bag. Yes, so let's have a look at some photographs and go from there. Now, each one of these cameras have been adjusted slightly because I've actually put the handles on here. In this case here it's a JJC handle, but it's an arc Swiss plate, and then you've also got you can see this little grip here, which makes it a bit easier to handle these smaller compact cameras. So that's one aspect. Now on the Fuji 100 also, we've got an arc Swiss plate here, with a handle as well to give it that extra grip, which is really convenient. And also I've put one on the ZF here. In this case here it's a small rig version, and you can get access to all your battery compartment and SD card. So that's all pretty convenient as well. So the other similarities between these cameras is that we do have lens hoods. Now on the ZF here, I've got the 26mm f2.8. On here we've got an f2 lens. In this case here it is a crop sensor, and it's a 23mm lens, but that's equivalent to 35mm in full frame speed. So full frame, crop sensor and full frame. On this one we've got the 28mm lens, f1.7, so it's a really fast lens as well. Alright, so what other common aspects are there? Oh yes, so okay, they've all got push on lens caps, which is great. That's easy to, you know, take on and off. It's pretty loose, it does come off in the bag sometimes. This one on the X100, it's pretty firm, but you know, because of the shape of this lens hood here, it does sort of go off in an angle sometimes. On the ZF, well, that's just a push on as well. Alright, now if we can actually take things off here at this stage. This here on the ZF, on the 26mm lens, is a filter holder. Now you can actually unclip that, and then you have an even more compact lens. The lens cap goes on still. However, you have to be careful. If you push it on all the way like that and you turn it on, it's going to try and activate it, and then it turns off straight away. So you actually have to make sure that the lens cap here is slightly off like that, so that the camera will turn on and not deactivate. So I'll just show that again. So when you actually turn it on, this center part of the lens does move out a bit, and if there's any resistance there, it actually deactivates the camera. So just something to be aware of. But you can see how compact it is when you don't have the lens filter holder on for the ZF. On the Fuji, you can actually take the lens cap off here, and then you have just that, so you can see how compact it is as well. So I'll leave all these things off, so it makes it a bit easier to see what's going on. And on the Q2 Leica, we can unscrew the lens cap here. Now, you know, might notice a few dings on this one because I have dropped the camera on rocks, and luckily the lens hood here protected the lens, so that's good. I do have a filter on here as well, so that just screws off, and then you can see. Alright, so what else can we see with regards to these three cameras? Okay, well, there's a difference in weight. Let's have a quick look at the scales here. Alright, so the Nikon Zf. Nikon Zf comes in at 930 grams or 28 grams. That's good. The Fuji comes in at 600 grams, so that's 2/3 of the weight. I might just hold the strap, just give it a bit of a fair. And this comes in at 800 grams, thereabouts. If you've got a large pocket, then the Fuji would fit in your pocket because it's much smaller. As far as the width of the depth of the camera, the different size of these cameras made no difference because it just fits in the bag. But what I found with all three cameras was that there was no problems about going through the entire day with just one charged battery within the camera. If you're just taking photographs, if you're taking videos, you will use up more power. So as far as size was concerned, the size of each camera, the weight of each camera made absolutely no difference to my handling for my use case. For your use case, it might be different. If you want the lightest camera and the smallest camera, well, it's going to be the Fuji. Pros and cons between these three cameras. Without doubt, one of the biggest pro of the Nikon is interchangeable lenses. So if you don't want to use a compact lens, you can just put on any of the Nikon Z lenses. So that's a distinct advantage over both of these cameras. And these two cameras here have fixed lenses. 23mm, so that's equivalent to 35mm in full frame speed. Goes from f2 up to f16 and auto function. The Leica goes from f1.7 all the way to f16 as far as aperture is concerned. The lens is bigger and there are more functions on this lens. So you can go autofocus, and then you've got a little button here, and then you can actually use manual focus as well. So you can do range focus. If you know roughly you're going to be 0.5 meters, or you measure 0.5 meters to the focal length of the camera to your subject, you can actually set your focus manually like this, and it's nice and smooth. Whereas the focus, you can set this as your focus ring, and it is you have to use the back of the screen to work out where your focus is, because this just keeps on rotating around, of course. And if you're doing manual focus with the Nikon, with this particular lens, then it's the same thing. You have to sort of use the back of the screen to work out where your focus is. Otherwise, you use the automatic function, autofocus function on this camera and that camera, and you can use the autofocus function on this camera as well. Okay, so on the Leica, you do have a macro function, so you can see that you can actually focus manually or autofocus right down to 0.17 meters, so that's 17 centimeters. I'll have some stats for minimum focus with a standard lens and minimum focus on the standard lens on these two cameras as well, be in the video. Expense, well, I'll have some pricing here in the video. The Leica is much more expensive, 2 to 3 times more than these cameras here. So if you're driven by price, then you're going to be going for either the Fuji or the Nikon Zf. Okay, so again, whether this is fair or not, the camera that I liked using the least was the Fuji. Sorry. The camera that I liked using the most probably was the Leica Q2, closely followed by the Zf. If I want to change the focal length, then it's a no-brainer, the Zf, because I can put on different Z lenses. That probably wraps it up, I think. The Fuji X100 version 6 is a wonderful camera. Do I need to add it to my repertoire of cameras? And the answer is no. But it is high quality, well made, and the results you get are incredible as well. I think this is about 45 megapixel camera. The Q2 also is about 45, and the Nikon Zf is a 24 megapixel camera. I'm not really concerned about megapixels. The images that you get from all three cameras are outstanding. The best lens on all these cameras is the Q2, and then probably the lenses are similar between these two, the Fuji and the Nikon. Great camera, the Fuji X100 version 6, very capable. And if this is the only compact camera that you want to get, well, it's the smallest, it's the lightest, and the quality that you get out of this camera is incredible. And lots of functions, automatic functions, which I never used. I'm a type of photographer that like to use manual focus as well as automatic focus. and I like to control aperture, ISO and shutter speed to get the type of images that I like to get. It is a 35mm lens, so it's a bit tighter than the Q2 28mm lens and the 26mm lens that I used on the Nikon Zf. But yeah, so it's, you know, having also being a compact camera, it does fit in your pocket. If you don't use the lens hood, it's even thinner. Having the little handle as an optional extra also makes a big difference to using the camera and being so compact as well. So the conclusion is great camera, good value for money. Do I need to add it to my camera collection? And the answer is no. I'm happy with the ZF. It's, you know, similar size but the same sort of lens, and I really like using my Q2. So so anyway, I hope that helps you, and I hope you found this video interesting and entertaining, educational maybe a little bit, and if you did, then give it a thumbs up. That's how you support the channel. If it's the first time to my channel, you haven't subscribed, then please do subscribe as well. Press subscribe, press notifications, you'll be notified when the next video is out. I need to return this Fuji X100 version 6 to Ivan again. Thank you, Ivan, for lending this camera to me and for being able to do the review from my perspective. Hope it's been useful. Thanks again for watching. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. Cheers, bye.